Common Side Effects continues to show us that one good deed can bring out the best of the worst versions of capitalism and people. Feels like there's really no one Marshall can trust aside from himself with this blue mushroom. My dude just wants to be able to heal people for free outside of insurance and away from pharmaceutical companies. My man has the right idea, it's just that the people around him keep getting in the way. He thought Amelia had his back, but it turns out she's actually a student of Hildy, just like he was. And we see Hildy took over his whole operation, but we know Frances betrayed him, so I mean, maybe she is the better option. Marshall tells her how to grow the mushroom with Socrates' feces, and things are in business now. But the problem is she's made it a business. Marshall just wants to hand out the blue mushroom for free. But then he comes to find out that Hildy's charging people. He's like, what? This isn't what we're doing though. And Hildy says it's for logistics and to keep things running. But then you find out she's selling it as a drug for people as well to just get high off of. And Marshall's like, what the fuck? This thing can cure people. Why are you handing it out like it's a free drug? And we have another issue where people are just coming in for minor inconveniences. One dude wanted the blue mushroom just because he smashed his thumb. And Marshall's like, that's not really a life-threatening issue. And then there was a woman calling him a murderer because she wouldn't treat her husband. And Marshall had to be like, ma'am, he was just old. It doesn't work like that. It was just her husband's time to go, but the wife can't accept that and is saying his blood is on Marshall's hands. And it feels like people are just letting Marshall down left and right because he calls his brother Shane to get another Peruvian turtle since he was supposed to be working on that. And then Shane's basically trying to extort him and Marshall's like, dog, how about can you just do me a favor for once? Because he's always the one helping Shane out. And little does Marshall know, his brother sold him out to the DEA officers, Capano and Harrington. They found the illegal aquatic life and fish that Shane was harboring and he was all too happy to tell him all about Marshall still being alive. But this took such a turn because I thought these guys were going to be on the same page. They're not. Capano wants to call this in and Harrington's like, you can't do that, dog. This is a conspiracy. Jonas the Wolf, Reuticals, the pharmaceutical company, and the DEA, they're all tied together trying to get rid of this man because he got a mushroom that can cure people and they want that wiped out. Nah. And it was so shocking to see Capano being like, yo, this is above my pay grade. I'm just doing my job. And saying she was worried that Harrington wasn't thinking of his job. That shit hurt. Now you could say they're both trying to do the right thing but going about it in different ways, but I think it's really naive of Capano to think that her higher ups are going to have the best interests at heart. And it's so wild that Marshall has this mushroom that can do good in the world, but we're seeing how it's tearing folks apart. And when Capano tells the higher ups and she sees the feds are going to get involved and they're going to go and raid the place, she's looking all shocked. I'm like, dog, what did you think was going to happen? The show does a really good job in the writing with irony because we see Jonas, who's at the top of Reutical. He was on top of the world, then goes in for a checkup and sees he has a terminal illness. And he doesn't have a few years left. He's got a few days left, weeks, maybe months if he's lucky. And now he's calling Rick, who he told to get rid of that mushroom, asking him, hey, did you happen to keep one? I won't be mad if you did. I think we should talk. And now things change. Whereas he was before sucking off the big pharma system mad hard, he's now become helpless, like those that can't even afford insurance. And the irony is that even with all his money, he's going out trying to find that blue mushroom and he's just taking any mushroom he can that his people are bringing him, and it's still not a help. And my man had a whole thing about how that mushroom would destabilize the world and the economy. Never mind the good that it can do and the health that it can bring a lot of ill folks. But now that he's terminally ill, oh, the rules have changed all of a sudden. And I do like how we have Marshall's side and Francine and Rick's side where they're trying to synthesize this thing. And they're really showing us the logistics that go into making a drug, the marketing, the advertising, how insurance comes in so that they can turn a profit for the things they're making. And now Marshall is seeing, all right, shit, there's some side effects happening here as well. Things they don't know about or whereabouts. So maybe they gotta stop production, stop giving it to humans, and go back to square one to rework it. So maybe it'll be better and be able to come back out maybe like a year from now. Again, Marshall just wants to do good. But the road paved with good intentions is gonna have potholes, and those potholes are in the form of greed when it comes to Hildy. Because she ain't stopping shit. The money moving. And Marshall's ideology and naivete is in the way of that. And in case you haven't seen the show yet, this is a big spoiler, and maybe you want to just turn away before I reveal what I'm gonna reveal. But that Hildy was willing to push Marshall over a ledge, apparently, and maybe killing him, shows that whatever good intention you have, greed will always show up in the most dire of forms, in people you might not even expect it to. At first, I thought the show was going to be a comedy, but then you see, nah, it's deeper than that. This shit deeper than rap. This is such a good show from the writing and the pacing and the turns they take. The problem is, those turns keep leading to different points of heartbreak. Like, fam.